Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. This time I'm not playing Skylanders. This time I'm playing an old video game which is one of my favorites. It's called Crash Bandicoot. This is the very first game. The reason why I'm playing this because, in case you don't know, I have heard of the remastered trilogy trailer. I've seen the trailer, it looked amazing. I thought I'd better play the old stuff just to get a fresh view. And it's been a while since I defeated the bosses, so I'm only coming back to this game just to beat the bosses. Okay, let's oh, here you can rotate. I didn't know that. Anyways, let's just play the game. Loading Papu Papu. Now, and when I first played this game, I had to use the directional buttons instead of the analog stick. Let me see if the analog stick works here. No, it doesn't. So you gotta use the... Also, you gotta jump on Papu Papu's head in order to defeat Crash. And you can do this anytime when he's not flashing. Alright! Yes, so that's how you defeat Papu Papu. You gotta keep jumping on him when he's not flashing. And how do you defeat Ripperoo is also... Papu Papu is pretty simple. It's just you need time to figure it out. Ripperoo, also you needed a bit of time to figure it out. And you also gotta avoid that thing. And you also gotta make sure you don't get caught in Ripperoo's tracks. And you also gotta time yourself for Ripperoo, which is he landing. Usually do it by 3 steps. There's a big step. I love the music of Ripperoo. Nope. Nope. It's pretty easy actually, but it's the directional buttons that can be kind of a pain. Oops. Yeah, you gotta make sure you don't get caught by the jumps. It's a lot harder than I remember. You can also do this. Spin while you have Aku Aku. Only do this when you have Aku Aku. And watch this. Never mind. I thought one time I jumped into the water and then Crash just rose up. I was like thinking to myself, oh, how on earth does he do that? yeah, it was pretty silly. Okay, now there's Koala Kong. Now, here's an interesting fact. The first time I knew about Koala Kong was in Crash Bash, which is a party game. And you get to play, and it was also the game that had the first appearance of Ripperoo. As of now, you haven't seen him. And Koala Kong's is a bit tricky. You gotta. It's been a while since I taken out this guy. And you also gotta make sure you don't get hit by the boulders and the crates. It is a little bit difficult. And when you're hitting Koala Kong, be sure to hit him, not those wagons. Best way is to jump. Best way to avoid him is to jump. So, and also the best way to is to avoid the. Now wait until Koala Kong is. Yeah, you got him. Yeah, you gotta make sure those coal crates are flowing in. As in, you gotta make sure they're clear, and then you get a great shot at taking them out. And the first time I've heard of Pinstripe, it was Crash Twinsanity and Crash Team Racing, I think. No, it was Crash Team. Yeah, this one's pretty easy. All you gotta do is keep hitting him three times like that, while like that. But then you gotta make sure you hide yourself from, because then he'll do something like this. This is also the first time I've heard of a Ripperoo. Shoot. Whew. It's not easy to use the directional buttons if you're more comfortable with the analog stick. Now you gotta get out of it before you. Whew. Now hit him. I just got innocent. So why does he, okay, he didn't look dead. He just looked like he was defeated. That was it. He wasn't dead or anything. He didn't faint. The others fainted. Dr. Nitrous Brio. When I first heard of him, I thought he was called Neo Brio. I mean, it rhymes, doesn't it? And I wonder if this was when this was the inspiration for Pop Fizz. I mean, him being a scientist and throwing potions. I wonder if that's where Pop Fizz got the inspiration from. You gotta make sure you jump in order to hit them. Here's a better. You can spin them, but they just reflect. The best way is to jump and spin. Remember, this is Crash 1, and this is like, yeah, just jump and spin and you're able to take them down. Or you can just jump on them. Just spin them on the ground and they'll just reflect. If you jump on your enemies multiple times without touching the ground, you get some Wampa fruit. Now we come to the really hard part of this boss. Wait for him to drink that stuff and then he becomes a monster. I'm pretty sure he was the inspiration for Pop Fizz. Alright! And finally we get to meet Dr. Neo Cortex, the main baddie of the franchise. Now he's a bit tricky. Now the green stuff can be spun. The purple stuff you gotta avoid. the blue stuff is it has a mind of its own. I have played this game so many times. Now, if you miss any of these things, don't worry. You get a chance to. And the last one, just spin him. See? That's it. You notice that Dr. Neo Cortex has a different voice. Back then, every character is voiced by one character, by one person. And yeah, we get to see Tanya. Yeah, the girlfriend of Crash Bandicoot. I wonder why they haven't used her much. Was her character too bland to be used again? And another funny thing, how come Coco? When did Coco appear in Crash Bandicoot 2? She just appears out of nowhere. I mean, Crunch at least had a backstory. He was created by Cortex. Jason Rubin. He's the guy who created Naughty Dog. The N Crash Bandicoot. Dr. Neo Cortex, he did mention that he was fond of the show Pinky and the Brain, and he says the carrots of the brain was the inspiration for Dr. Neo Cortex. And I heard in the Insanity Trilogy, which is the remastered trilogy of Crash Bandicoot, Nitrus Brio sounded like the brain from Pinky and the Brain. He sounded like he was voiced by Maurice LaMarche, just like he was in Crash Mind Over Mutant. The sound change. Sound of his now, if you're playing Crash Bandicoot again, yeah, it's... Ooh, someone died during production of this. I heard Universal at one time, they once tried slipping in yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it for a bit because I wanna show you something. There's this opening scene. During production of Crash Bandicoot, there was a different type of opening. They originally started with the traditional animated cutscene for Crash Bandicoot.
But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures. Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex. But Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do. Failure again. Capture him.
Crash had a few words.
They're the female Bandicoot.
Yeah, back then Crash did say a few words. He's like, "Wowee! Uh-oh! Yahoo! Pancakes!" And sometimes he spoke a bit babyish in the cutscenes of Crash of the Titans. He's like, "Where am I?" Yeah, people were still kind of nipped of his speaking appearance in Skylanders Academy. Skylanders Imaginators, at least he spoke like he should. Anyways, that's just my gameplay of Crash Bandicoot in fighting all the bosses. I'll do the others sometime. The Crash Bandicoot 2 and Crash Bandicoot 3. I hope you've enjoyed this.